Here we are.
How's it going, man?
I'm good, man. I had a freaking killer headache today,
I hate that, man.
and had it. I just telling you before this, had a killer
Yeah.
nap before getting
Yeah.
here. Was still kind of waking up on the drive over because it's a pretty quick drive, and so I'm blasting some JT, some Crimea River just to stay awake.
I love
you know?
JT, man.
I would, you would add the music to this, but we're on YouTube, so we can't do that.
We might get in trouble. Yeah.
Crimea River. I have to sing it. I don't even know if you're allowed to do that or that would get you in trouble, but yeah, man.
I also had a nap. I was very tired today,
Hell yeah.
but I mean, like, now we're back.
It's winter,
We're
and I feel like
alive.
you're more sleepy. People you can't. No one. We don't get comments, but I'm sure people in their head. I'm sure there's been one person where it's like, man, where's the view behind them? Well, first of all, it's dark at like
Yeah.
5:00
It
here.
sucks, dude. Yeah.
And so we can't have the sweet view behind us
No, we
because the
can't.
glare from the lights from our
Mhm.
setup is you just see the reflection. We had
Mhm.
to lower it even more because I noticed while editing a couple weeks ago that you could see my laptop reflection. So I'm scrolling
Literally.
through the talking
Yeah.
points and you can see it
Yeah.
behind us.
Spoilers
Yeah,
for our
a
talking
little behind the
points.
scenes,
Yeah.
tech talk, just ranting about.
We should do a director's cut where we talk over
we
the
give
pod.
commentary
Yeah.
over the episode. That's meta. Have you
That
seen
is
Bo
meta.
Burnham inside? Where,
Yeah,
that happens. That
yeah.
bit where just then it becomes like that. Just keep going in a loop like that. Super
It's
self-analysis.
like a 3-hour video over a 40-minute
Yeah.
podcast.
It's like Cole's only talking about this because he's feeling like this and going into how I felt in this moment. It's
like it's particularly during the rant episodes after the Rodgers injury. We're just that's really
that's
funny.
so good, man. And with that, I did put water in. We're back. Jets Up North, episode 12,
Mhm.
season 1. The Jets, as you know, just lost their second game in a row to the Raiders. This one hurts a little bit less because I feel like the Chargers one was the gut punch. And then
Yeah.
this, you were I was kind of low-key, the outcome of the game was not very surprising. It was
You and
just
I-
a continuation of it.
We watched together,
Yeah.
and we weren't very energetic throughout the game. There were times where it was hype, and especially at the beginning. Naturally, you're hype at the beginning of the game.
Oh, yeah.
But as the game waned on, our energy levels definitely dropped because I think we just kind of had accepted it.
And it was just ugly, and it was just more of the same.
Yeah.
And it was that line I had last week about the Uzama catch, where it's you have how many points
Yeah.
throughout the game to win it, and you just don't do
The
it.
Brees Tud called back. I know
The
this.
Zach Tud.
I can't be mad at that because he
Stepping
stepped out because it wasn't a penalty and it wasn't called back
Yeah.
or anything. But it hurts to miss those plays, man.
It sucks when you score back-to-back touchdowns like that, and then
I know.
Bruce won the Uzama. I watched the play back after, and Uzama basically just tackled
Yeah.
Crosby.
I think you sent me the tweet. The Jets are 8-0 when Brees scores a touchdown.
Yeah,
And he scored in the game, but it was called back.
taken back, so nothing.
So
Brutal, man.
brutal.
Yep. So we're here today to talk about the Jets Raiders outcome. Obviously, we're gonna review that and talk about some of our thoughts during the game, as well as some of the top performers that were during that game. We're also going to talk about Saleh alluded to it about some personnel changes, and we actually saw something happen today with the Jets. So we're going to talk about that as well.
Mm-hmm.
And then lastly, we're going to talk about the Jets-Bills game coming up this next week. They have a chance to sweep them, which is kind of crazy. It's also pretty surreal that the Bills ended up losing to the Broncos on Sunday night or Monday night. I wasn't even watching the game. I just saw the stuff after.
Yeah, that was Monday
And
night.
so now after that, the AFC East is kind of wide open for
It is
for
weirdly
three teams.
enough. I don't. Yeah.
For three teams that aren't named New England Patriots. So we'll talk
No.
about all that here. It's gonna be a banger of an episode. Vibes are a little bit. What would you say vibes are at right now, Adam? From a 1 to 10. If the Eagles game was a 10,
Yeah. Vibes right now, going into the Bills game
let's
or coming out of the Raiders game.
give me both, I guess. Give me
Okay.
coming out right
Coming
now.
out of the Raiders game, easy 4, I'd
Yeah.
say. It's just it's not a 0. It's not
No,
emergency,
I
but
feel like the Patriots game earlier this year was
lower. That was a
was-
2 for
yeah,
me.
yeah.
Going into the Bills game though, I'd say a healthy 6.
I like it.
Based off the potential of what could happen,
Yeah.
could happen, but also being cautiously optimistic or not
Classic.
not optimistic, I guess, just being cautious overall and knowing not to get my hopes super high. I don't know. What about you?
I'm sitting at exiting the game. I'm sitting at a good. I think 4 is a good spot of putting it. If 5 is right in the middle there.
Yeah.
Going into the Bills game, I'm probably at a 5. I'm at a complete 50-50.
Yeah.
This is a battle of two ugly-looking teams right now.
Staring each other down.
It sucks because the Bills are the home team, so I always, especially when it comes to them, I always kind of give them that little extra boost for the home field advantage. But, I think, we saw how we talked about it before. We'll talk about it again later today, but we talk about how this Jets defense matches up so well against Josh Allen, causes so many issues. So I feel like they're going to be in this game, I feel.
Defense was literally made to beat Josh Allen.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate. It's not unfortunate, but I wish this
this offense was made to beat any NFL defense.
I wish in a weird alternate universe where we had a defense that was built to beat Tom Brady and Bill when they were together in New England. Obviously, 2009 and 2010, we had some success against them, but would have been nice. But anyways, I'm happy to beat the Bills.
Yep. It's nice that we got that first one this year. That was a historic night.
I know.
So anyways, let's really quickly before we start talking about this game, let's go back and talk about this Jets Raiders game. We watched it together. It was pretty messy. We stayed through the whole thing. Then they had a chance with the Hail Mary right at the end. Zach actually, the clip of him running around to make the play, and throwing a good ball, it was pretty sick.
Shout out to Conklin.
We'll get to individual player performances momentarily here. Yeah, Conklin playing defense. Man, maybe we should have played him at corner against the Eagles. He's good at swatting balls down.
You should have done the seatbelt after.
Seatbelt on Garrett. Like the little one.
Yeah. Classic Greg.
Didn't get the fucking edit right. So looking into this Jets looking into the Jets and Raiders box score, the Jets lost to the Raiders 12-16.
Yeah.
Flipping down here, it's going through passing yards. So the Jets had 257 passing yards to the Raiders 126. They had 108 rushing yards to the Raiders 148. And then the Jets only allowed 2 sacks, and they got 3, which is they won that battle.
Yeah.
However, the turnover battle was pretty close, neck and neck there, almost, I guess. The Jets got the 2 turnovers forced, and then the Jets gave up the ball once there on that pick at the end. Yeah. So overall, again, story of the same, where the box score tells us the story of oh, we should win this game. But
it's hilarious looking at this. I know
no production on offense.
Yeah, it's absolutely ridiculous.
And you go look, and Zach Wilson has 257 passing yards, insane. Could have had a rushing touchdown. He made some pretty crazy bonkers throws throughout the night.
He did, man. It just came down to one missed throw.
Yeah,
unfortunately,
just a little bit too late, right?
Yeah, it's too bad.
Yeah, so this is a big talking point that we had here. You look at this, and a big reason for this was those self-inflicted wounds, man. It's the penalties, it's the coaching, which we kind of discussed. They also it seems like this team is. Even earlier this year, when things went wrong, they were able to bounce back on all situations, but their body language so quickly was down in the dumps. And we saw that again after this game, where it was they were so defeated. They had Garrett Wilson talked about it, and has again talked about doing the player-only meetings. So they're doing all these things after this loss, and it's frustrating because it's who do you point fingers at when it's such a everyone's?
I don't even know who to point fingers at. We joke about Lazard and his penalties
and Uzomah,
but
big picture though, it's not one play.
It's not, and it's not one player either. It's
just everyone's taking a turn, and it's frustrating that it's been 4 weeks of this.
I know, it's a carousel of just shit.
Yeah.
It sucks, and we talked about it before the podcast started. Player only meetings only happen when things are going bad.
I know,
it sucks. It's a shitty scenario that it has to happen. But I guess good on the guys for
holding each other accountable.
Yeah, wanting to do that and holding each other accountable.
Yep.
I mean, it's just this is definitely a lull in the season. This is a lower point.
It's we're definitely at a crossroads right now where
we are.
It's either this is gonna be these last couple games are the point of the season. We're just like last year, basically, after the bye, everything went to shit, right? We were sitting there after an Eagles win, and we were optimistic, and then things plummeted. And so it could go that way, but at the same time, it could just be a little bit of a rough patch.
It could totally
we're just getting past the halfway point of the season, and we still you see it You've seen it since the beginning point of the season till now. Look at the Bengals. Look at the
Totally,
Vikings.
totally.
Teams that were terrible.
I know. And it's
then
like
turned around.
we almost beat the Chiefs.
Yeah.
We beat the Eagles.
Yeah.
We've beaten the Bills.
Yeah.
Like, I mean,
and the Bills
come
have
on.
beaten the Broncos have beaten the Bills, right?
I know,
and so like stuff.
so
It's so weird like that. Like there's so. When we say it every week, any given Sunday, right? The team can win, but like you see the potential with this team, and you can tell that there's a playoff team there.
Totally.
It just is. It's the self-inflicted wounds, right?
Yeah. It just sucks that the AFC is so stacked.
I know.
And the Steelers keep winning. I don't know how.
However, though, there's another way for us to get in the playoffs now. We kind of talked about it earlier, but like right now, the AFC East, it's up for grabs,
open,
man.
Yeah.
It's the Dolphins are on a bye week. Bills lost. Jets obviously lost, but they're only a game behind, which they play the Bills next week. Then the Dolphins after that.
I know. So it's like a little mini table run there.
It is. This is
potential.
And like the division games are like double as important as any AFC
100%,
games.
yeah.
So let's kind of obviously you want to focus on Buffalo, not look too far down the road in Miami. But I'm excited for that Miami game. That's an offense, a top offense of the Jets defense.
Are we at
matches
home
well
the
against.
first game and then away the second game?
Yes, at home for Black Friday.
That's big.
Yeah,
That's
so
big.
it's yeah.
We'll have to link for that the Friday.
Absolutely. It's at like 3:00 in the afternoon, which I think in our time is it 5? I think maybe.
Yeah.
Because it's 2 hours behind what the Eastern time they usually share. Anyways.
Or wouldn't it be 1 p.m. then if it's
Potentially, like I think it's during the day.
Yeah.
So
you have to call in 6.
So I'll work from home that day or whatever. Yeah. Exactly. So looking into these top performers here for the Jets and Raiders game. So going through the list, Garrett Wilson, Zach Wilson. First things first. I thought he played pretty well. He went 23 for 39, 59%, just a hair below 60, 6.7 yards per attempt, which is okay. A pick and late game pick. I mean, it was just one. Still not ideal.
He missed by an inch. If he was an inch to the right, I don't think what's his name, the linebacker.
I'll take those picks over the ones where like against the Patriots where he'd scramble around and throw up prayer.
Totally.
Right?
And it wasn't even like a misread. That linebacker just pounced on the ball like he was. That was
just
play.
a fraction too late, and then the guy read it. So, we kind of talked about it before, man. But like a continuation of last week, I thought Zach had a fine game.
Totally. I agree.
I don't think he's the root problem. I think definitely we're playing with a backup quarterback where like other teams are going to still have their starters.
Yeah.
But I don't know what else you're asking from him when all these penalties are happening.
I know.
They're moving the ball. Like he had how many yards was it? 257 yards.
Okay, quick sidebar. I know we've talked about this at length. But I know Zach Wilson was a second overall pick, and we've talked about it, and we're trying to like reframe our mindset and our perspective to treat him more of as a backup quarterback.
That's the mindset.
Imagine if Patrick Mahomes tore his Achilles in the first game this year.
Yeah,
the Chiefs would be out of the playoff picture completely.
Who's their backup right now? It's what's his face from Tampa who won the ring with Brady. I
know who you're talking about, but he's not a guy you could put in the game. And I guess they could trade for Dobbs or something in that universe. But like, look at us. We're 4-5 after losing our starting
and that's why I'm
quarterback.
not. It's MYJ Mike shout out or Matt and Mike shout out boys on their podcast. Basically, they put it well. It's like the season on life support, but the plug hasn't been pulled yet.
Mm-hmm.
Like you know what I mean? Like there's still a chance.
Yeah.
Like we're still like there's still so many reasons to be excited for this team. It's just like
if we can go like 500 from here on out and win our divisional games, and somehow Rodgers comes back actually like week 16, 17, and we run the table those last 3 weeks.
You never know.
You never know, man. Wild card could be there. Who knows?
Exactly. So going on, moving down the list here. Garrett Wilson once again. I would say he's been the offensive MVP. Like him and Brees have been co-offensive MVPs. 9 catches for 93 yards. Playing through an injured elbow. That play where he got like an elbow or something to the back of his elbow. It did not look fun.
Yeah, no. I wonder if he hit like the funny bone and his arm was just
the
numb.
humerus. Yeah.
For like,
probably wasn't laughing.
No, I hit it on like the gymnasium floor one time when I was a child, and it hurt for like 45 minutes. So I wouldn't be surprised if that's honestly
Dude's
what he
arm
did.
felt like TV stat.
Yeah, he just couldn't.
Yeah, the picture here I think was the play where he got like rocked on that third down and converted, which was
that's
a sweet
right.
play. So,
Yeah, the fact he held on to that, man.
once again, I say this every week. I love that he's getting. I think he had 14 or 15 targets this week, and I love that he's like still getting all those targets. Man, keep feeding Garrett. He's our best form of offense through
I think
the
Hackett
air.
knows he needs to feed Garrett if he wants the offense to move at all.
So at least we're seeing that.
Yeah.
Jordan Whitehead, man, finally got his pick. Another one that he got all three on week 1 Monday Night Football, and then just not ghost town since then. He had a great pick: 9 tackles, a pass deflection, and an INT.
Yeah, that's a good game for Jordan.
That pick he made was so like sweet. Watching it on the TV,
sweet,
he just came out of nowhere. Yeah.
That's how he always is. He just comes out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Man.
So no, I'm excited for Whitehead, man. He's yoked. Like his arms, dude. He's built like a. I don't know how to describe it.
I don't even like a mini Carl Lawson.
There you go. Yeah, I like it. Mini Carl Lawson, Jordan Whitehead, true, but just faster and playing cover and different position and all that. But MVP of the team, I'd say Greg the Leg, man, 4 for 4.
Oh, that's his third MVP of the team.
It's freaking frustrating that our kicker
Thomas Morstead had it against the Giants. So
I know. Our special teams unit. Just wait, it'll be Thomas Hennessy here in a couple weeks. Great long snapping performance from him. But I mean, you got to be happy with Greg the Leg, man. Like at least we're getting points.
Totally.
Like at least we're 4 times in field goal range and knocked him in.
When I see him pull up there, I don't even doubt him.
Oh man,
for a minute.
you snooze, bro.
Yeah, literally. I look away. I don't even care.
Yeah, it's like, hey, he comes on the field. It's like, I'm gonna go get a drink. Like,
literally,
that's my
boys?
You don't need to watch it. Yeah. Yeah, man. And then last one here, I wanted to give him a shout out because I thought he had a great game. And there's been some discourse about him being not the level that he's been the last couple of years. But Quinton Williams, man, 4 tackles, half a sack, a tackle for a loss, a pass breakup, and 3 quarterback hits. Dude, week after week, I think like I feel like as Jets fans, it's easy to compare the Quinnen thing to the Muhammad Wilkerson thing from years back. Yeah. It's always your fear of paying a defensive lineman.
Quinnen's a different guy.
Exactly, but we've been seeing him like work for it.
And he's a game wrecker.
All right, and so moving on from the Raiders game, let's get that bad taste out of our mouths and get some more bad taste in our mouths. Unfortunately, there was a lot of Saul talked about some personnel changes, some stuff needed to get done. It was obvious, after all this time, the biggest issue with our offense was Michael Carter, the running back, obviously. Now everything's going to change.
The root of all of our problems.
Yeah. So unfortunately, as Jets fans may be aware, the Jets released Michael Carter, the running back, today. He actually yesterday, but he got picked up by Arizona, the Cardinals, on waivers. So congrats to him. I'm actually excited because I think that's like a nice place for him to go. They need some running back help.
Totally, and he can there's not a lot of pressure there.
No,
so he can just chill.
Him running the option offense with Kyler would be kind of sweet.
Yeah.
So I'm excited for him.
They have some interesting personalities there.
Yeah.
So I think he'll fit in quite nicely.
Yep. Totally. I mean, Michael Carter came in with the 2021 rookie class with Zach Wilson. Had a great rookie season. I have it right here noted that his best game was the Mike White Halloween game that year.
He went off that game.
He had 24 touches for 172 yards and a touchdown. It was fantastic. Yeah. His career as a Jet was also when you line it up here, it's not too bad. Played 39 games for 1,000 yards rushing with a 4.0 yards per carry, which is pretty good. 681 receiving yards and 7 touchdowns. So most of his big performances happened in that rookie year. We had so much hype and optimism going into the second year with Brees and him, and it was just a sophomore slump to say the least.
Too bad.
Unfortunate. And the one thing that was always great about him was he was a great locker room guy. He was always hilarious in those walk Well,
and a lot of players were tweeting out after he got released.
How it was tough, but it's like losing a friend, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I had this little note here that I kind of noticed when doing some research, but so he played 3 years with the Jets in 21, 22, and 23. He went from 13 touches a game in 2021 to 9.5 in 2022 to this year just having just about 2 touches per game.
Yeah.
So obviously, with the more talent and stuff we brought in, his role just got edged out more and more. Bringing in Dalvin, drafting Izzy, which will be our next point real quick here. But all these things led to the departure. It's not confirmed, but there was the thing that everyone on Jets Twitter was talking about that people were saying that he probably was told that we're going to elevate Izzy and bench you.
Yeah.
And he'll be inactive. And he was like, just release me. And they granted that wish.
I believe that.
I wouldn't be surprised.
They want to keep his personality, but they also respect that
him
he'd
wanting
want
to
to play.
get
on
on the field somewhere, and
So,
it's not here.
I
And the
get
Jets do have I understand it with the running back room. That was always the question when we brought in Dalvin Cook in the season. It's like, what happens? Are you going to
what's insane is the fact that we wanted Jahmyr Gibbs. Isn't that
so glad we didn't
crazy?
draft him.
I know, but isn't that hilarious? Imagine
Jahmyr Gibbs and Brees Hall would have been pretty sweet.
that would be
tandem,
pretty
though.
sweet. Not gonna lie, but let's see if Izzy got anything.
Yeah, I'm excited for Izzy, man.
He's exciting.
He was probably our best offensive weapon in preseason.
Totally.
He was game after game. He was balling out.
There's always a highlight
that Panthers game, that spin he had.
Yeah,
he
dude.
scored a touchdown I think in all 3 games.
He did, yeah.
So exciting for him. He's gonna kind of step up. Dalvin looked okay too against the Raiders. He had a couple hard runs where it looked like, he's actually playing running back.
Yeah.
He's not dancing out there because that's what he was doing before. Was dancing, getting tackled for a gain of one. If he was lucky.
Yeah.
Exactly. So excited to see what this new running back thing looks like. Brees is obviously still our bell cow, still our main guy, but it's exciting. I always like the NFL isn't a one running back system anymore. You got to have complementary pieces.
Totally.
And so I'm excited to see what the Jets kind of plan with Izzy. I'm kind of expecting a slow implementation, like 5 touches max this first game. But maybe we see games where if Brees gets a banged up or something.
Break one out for 65
Bro,
yards.
I want to yell Izzy to the hizzy so bad.
Yeah, that would be pretty sweet. Not gonna lie.
So I'm excited. Finally we got some personnel changes. I think I agree with this one. Michael Carter was obviously the weakest link in that room, which is unfortunate. You hate to see him go, but that's the game, that's the sport. Moves on. I think Jets fans will always be cheering for Michael Carter because he was always a great locker room guy, a hilarious dude. Yeah, so nothing but the best for him.
So long.
Peace, my friend. Moving on here, Jets Bills. We got a chance to sweep those bastards. We're heading to Buffalo this week. It's the afternoon game, so it's 3:25 or whatever.
Yeah.
So that'll be good. I prefer now. The Jets kind of cause me stress more now that it's been painful because they've been losing.
Yeah.
I wish these games were at 11 because man, these
over
last 2
with.
games waiting all day Sunday to get disappointed on Monday night, then Sunday.
And
night.
everyone's watching too, and you're just
It's just so frustrating. Yeah. So, but here we are, 3:25. I think it's Romo and Jim Nantz on the call, so that'll be fun. Potential risky. Romo is either risky. He'll be either be so good.
He's or
he'll be
I don't know, Jim.
I don't know here, Jim. Yeah, I don't know. It's bro. He used to be so good. He used to actually have an actual commentary before he would be he's watch this blitz here. He's gonna hit the fade to the backside shoulder, and he does it, and it's wow. But now it's just him yelling.
It literally just makes noises.
Yeah.
And I'm like ASMR football with Tony Romo.
but not quiet. It's all spoken, just loud.
Yeah.
It's for people with hearing deficiency.
Literally.
ASMR. Anyways, here's some of the matchups to watch this week. Struggling Josh Allen versus the Jets defense. He pulled up the stats in the week episode, the week 1 episode. Go look at that. Go look up Josh Allen versus the Jets. It's not good.
Nope.
It continues to not be good. Josh Allen, I think, is leading the league in turnovers this year.
Yeah.
He's the lead leader in turnovers in the sense being drafted in the league. So can this Jets defense, capitalize on that, take advantage, cause some more picks? Jordan Whitehead's healthy, but maybe even gets another.
There's 2 sides of this coin. The one side is that our defense is continuing to manifest in his brain, rent free. And it's going to really cause him issues this game.
Yeah.
Or he's hyper motivated to lock in this game and try to destroy us.
We almost beat them last year in Buffalo with Mike White. That was when he took multiple shots to the ribs.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
All those things. The next point here, the Jets offense, their offensive struggles versus the Bills banged up defense.
Yeah.
That's something that gives me a little bit of excitement. It's potentially the Bills defense could be a little bit weaker.
Maybe
they lost
we actually
guys.
do something, except this is week 9.
But we've been saying this every week, and
this.
I feel insane every week being this is the week that Zach Wilson finally breaks out, and
it's
it
not
doesn't
happening.
fucking happen.
It's not happening.
So I'm not.
Well, actually, it might happen. You know what? I'm gonna believe.
You know what? I like what you're saying. Actually, maybe I'm with you on that, man. So this Jets offensive struggles. Can they capitalize? They lost Milano, which was their big linebacker. They lost Tre'Davious White. So they're pretty banged up. Next one. Izzy, we talked about him, man.
In the run game.
Israel, can you say his last name?
Izzy Abanikanda.
Nice. And Brees in the run game. Are they going to be able to kind of, are we going to see some flashes from Izzy? or is it gonna be mostly Dalvin and mostly and Brees? I guess we'll see. But
Yeah.
I'm excited. I'm excited. With that point, I'm excited to see some of the personnel changes. Maybe we get some more Ruckert instead of CJ.
Please,
Give me some Ruckert,
for the
man.
love of God.
I want Rucker to get a touchdown and do like the shotgunning a beer thing. I feel like that'd be something that he'd do.
I would do that. Maybe he'll
with the
shotgun a
football.
real beer.
Yeah,
I would love
get
that.
a fat fine.
Yeah.
And then
I would
last
pay
point,
for it. It's fine. I
That
would
would-
go into horrible debt for
Jets
him.
Jets fans would make a GoFundMe for him.
GoFundMe.
And then last point here, I feel like I've been saying this every week, but we go as far as the offense goes. This defense, like you could have played that clip from Salah from Hard Knocks every single week, man. It's like you can have all these things,
Yeah.
but if your offense can't do fucking shit, then it doesn't even matter. I'm paraphrasing what he said basically, but
Essentially, true.
it's like this: we have an all-star defense.
Yeah.
Like we have how many All-Pro guys, Pro Bowlers on the roster on defense, even a couple
Ridiculous.
guys on offense.
All on rookie deals.
But
too.
if your offensive line is getting swapped every single week, we haven't had the same rotation in like 6 weeks,
I know.
and
a
you're
mess.
playing a young quarterback with Alan Lazard out there running his 6-second 40-yard dash time. All these things, it's just a recipe for disaster.
Yeah.
And we're just reliving 2022
Dude,
Jets.
And I've talked about it last episode.
Ad
We talked about it
nauseam.
for like 12 minutes last episode, but like just the fact that I don't know. The offense is so boring, anemic, great word. Boring though, man. It makes it hard as a fan when your defense is so good and the offense is so bad. Every game, look at the score of the Raiders game, 16-12.
That quote, that's all I
field
had.
goals.
Apparently, where he was like, "It's a race to 20 points" or whatever is his
Yeah,
mindset.
yeah.
I don't know how I feel about that.
I kind of disagree.
It's like, how about you try to score as many points
Yeah.
as possible.
And I understand Saul's like philosophy because it works to a certain degree of like playing safe on offense and letting your defense like control the game.
Yeah.
But like the defense doesn't like that.
Yeah.
You can see it in their body language. Like Sauce gets mad
I'm
when they have
getting
to go
nervous
back
for
out
the
there.
for the post game presser where they finally snap and
Yeah.
it's like, yo, like we've been playing so good and those guys are
Trash.
dog.
Their booty hole. Dog water.
water. You're so free. Yeah.
Like-
Like that's what's I'm waiting for that moment. But right now they're
And it's just not an enjoyable product.
no.
Like you know the NFL as a company are watching these games. They're like, oh my god, no one wants
and
to
we're getting
watch
all
this
these
shit.
primetime games.
Yeah.
Because we're expected to have Rodgers and have a nice scoring
Yeah.
offense.
I like the Broncos were definitely worse because that was just like pure shit.
Yeah.
But oh man, as a fan of the team, it's just hard
Yeah.
to watch. Like
I agree. But like the silver lining is we said it every week with this defense. Like it's the trade off. We'd rather have the good defense and the bad offense than vice versa.
yeah, I
Right.
agree.
But
yeah.
it's tough, man, and we'll see how it shakes out this
Yeah.
next game. But like I said, this has potential to go back to 5-5. Chance to play Miami next week, and all of a sudden everything's
2 weeks
okay.
from now, we could be popping champagne again.
But dude, 2 weeks from now we could be in the slums, dude.
Oh yeah, we'll be popping.
we're doing
something
the-
else.
yeah.
We're
Hard
both-
drugs. We're both doing this episode in like full sweatsuits. Lights are dimmed.
the Nike Tech.
I'm like sitting up here like
Yeah.
this, like bro, man. Then we're not even talking about the Jets
We're
anymore.
gonna have to pivot the podcast set to the couch because we'll just have to be in the dark corner over there.
We just talk about some things that we like learned in therapy or whatever.
Yeah.
We just talk about other things.
We'll
to,
actually get a therapist in here.
to tell us about our how
That would
our,
actually be a hilarious.
our
episode.
unhealthy relationship with this football team of players that don't know who we exist. That would be great.
I like that.
That sounds
It's a great
like
idea.
off-season content.
$1 million
Add it
idea.
to the list.
Yeah.
Anyways, so that's kind of just about it. That's kind of all we got to talk about today. I mean, the season's in full swing. Here we are. We're going week 11 now. It's
Yeah.
sad, but it's also exciting. I love football's awesome.
Yeah.
But man, let's hope this team can actually make us excited for once. It sucks having to record these and you're like, man, our team blows. So
Mhm.
do us a solid this week, Jets, and pull off a dub. If they swept the Bills, that'd be pretty exciting. We could hold that over them for like a full year.
At least a year. At
Well,
least a day.
If the Jets win, declaration right now, I'm going on the Bills subreddit and saying something.
Getting banned.
Getting banned. Well,
Banned speed run,
obviously,
yeah.
but like, I gotta say something pretty like good. We got to whip up something
I
if they
bet.
win.
We could do it on the podcast and post it. And
There we go.
see
Live.
how long it takes.
If
to
it happens by
ban.
the end of the podcast,
Yeah.
that's what we'll do.
Oh, 100% it would happen by the end. The mods on subreddits are psycho, dude. Like, I think that'd be
Bro,
hilarious.
I'd get
That could be our cold open, honestly. Like, that would happen within like 3 minutes.
Cole
I
getting
think.
doxxed.
Yeah, literally.
Latitude, longitude.
They get your
His parents'
ID.
names. They know my dog's name and everything. It's like here's pictures of
find you.
his high school. It's like all this shit.
They like somehow shut down our soundboard.
Hack our YouTube channel. Anyways, that's Jets Up North podcast. Thank you as always for tuning in. If you haven't already, hit like, hit subscribe, hit follow, hit share. We're on the road to 20 subscribers, dude.
That's big. 20.
We're like 18, I think, right now.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. So, thanks again for flying with us. We'll be back again next week to hopefully talk about this Jets win. They got the Dolphins next week, and then do you remember that after that?
Texans maybe. No,
I think
is that later.
Maybe, I don't know. They were talking about moving the Texans game to flexing it potentially, because that week it was like because CJ Stroud effect,
Yeah.
not because of the Jets.
No, because.
But Rodgers could be back. I'm just kidding.
Can you imagine?
Anyways, that's it. That's all. We'll be back next week. See you next time.
Peace.
Peace out.